Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Cole Corallo from Envoy Data. I'm excited to be joined today by Mark Dallmeier, a serial entrepreneur, CEO, and transformational executive at Highwire Networks. Mark, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, you bet. Pleasure to jump on a call with you, Cole.
All right, Mark, to start us off, please give us an overview of the industries Highwire Network serves, and within those industries, what are some of the biggest challenges you're currently facing?
Great question. Yeah, so Highwire Networks Overwatch. Overwatch is the division in the business that I'm associated with. Um, is an MSSP. So we're a managed security solution provider, and we provide a suite of managed security solutions to other MSPs, so other service providers, VARs, integrators, and resellers into the marketplace, so they can provide turnkey and proactive cybersecurity monitoring, detection, response, and proactive security solutions to end customers. Now, their end customers are operating in heavily regulated industries. So our partners and customers are operating in financial services, banking, state, local government, communications, retail, healthcare, manufacturing, biotech. The list goes on and on. But rest assured, if your organization or if your customer's organization is operating in a regulated industry, then more than likely you need some level of proactive security, detection, alerting, and response capability, and you need next generation cybersecurity protection because you're being targeted by cyber criminals, you're being targeted by enemies of the US or nation state actors, and you're being targeted by hackers because your data is very valuable on the dark web, and these criminal syndicates and these enemies of the US are looking to undermine the US economy and organizations that operate within the United States. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of perspective in terms of the
Yeah,
industries and the markets that we serve.
yeah, thanks for those insights. It's a lot of key things in there. And given those challenges, how has Envoy Data helped address some of those and help your team's overall success?
Yeah, so we're partnering with Envoy because Envoy has incredible engineering capabilities from a technology perspective. Envoy is one of the leading innovators in terms of physical security, access control, and you represent a large portfolio of physical security technologies, and you bring a lot of those incredible capabilities to bear, not just for us, but for our MSPs, our VARs, and our integrators. So combined, when you take your physical and access control security solutions and you layer in or bundle Overwatch's cybersecurity solutions, you're bringing to the market a very, very comprehensive physical and cybersecurity set of bundles and solutions that can create an unfair advantage for our partners as well as their customers.
It's great to hear, Mark. Is there a specific example of how Envoy Data has made a tangible difference for your business, maybe a specific project or something that really stood out, kind of like you're saying the engineering that sounded like that stood out a lot to you guys and your team, but is there something specific?
Yeah, I guess from a specific perspective, what I would say is as we go to market with Envoy, Envoy provides the appropriate pre-sales engineering, solution architecture, solution engineering on the physical security side, and that augments our team nicely because we're bringing that cybersecurity, security operations center capability, and that next generation um, skill, expertise, and knowledge around defending and protecting organizations against cyber attacks. So when you take a look at both of our organizations combined, we're better together. in the marketplace. And again, we can help bring that kind of blue collar, white glove outcome to a partner and to their end customer, meaning, look, physical security and cybersecurity is hard work, right? You just don't
Yes.
roll out of bed, right, and figure this stuff out. It takes years of training, right? It takes years of
Huge team.
education.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It takes this really high performing team to be able to not only do, physical security and access control security, but also operational security and cybersecurity well, right? So there's a significant resource and knowledge and skill gap in the marketplace that exists around these domain areas today. And so what we've seen with Envoy is we can engage resources, we can help partners, we can bring these resources to bear. So number one, the partners and their end customers don't have to worry about hiring, training, and retaining these key resources and these assets or the knowledge in-house. They can leverage Envoy Data and Highwire Networks Overwatch to provide that type of specialized skill, that blue collar effort, right, in order to drive those white glove outcomes or those high impact, high value outcomes that all organizations are seeking when they invest in physical security and cybersecurity. So again, we're just very thankful and grateful for the partnership and the relationship that we have with Envoy Data. And we're seeing the value play out in the marketplace as we support our partners and as we help partners bring these types of solutions to their end customers.
Appreciate that, Mark. It seems like there's been a lot of great value on both sides of our companies. Finally, we kind of got into this a little bit. What sets Envoy Data apart from other partners or solution providers that you've worked with in the past?
Yeah, wow, fantastic question. What I've seen from Envoy Data over the last, decade is you don't rest on your laurels, meaning you're constantly looking for that next generation of technology. You're constantly looking to innovate the portfolio. You're constantly looking to stay ahead of the market and make sure that you're, plugged into the trends. And not just that you're plugged into the trends, but you're also validating the trends. So you're validating where the market's going. From a research and development perspective, you're validating from an engineering perspective that the third-party software, hardware technologies are actually viable and they're actually built to last. Because the last thing that we want to do is take a series of technologies, integrated solutions into the marketplace, into our channel and into our partners, and have those partners take those technologies and solutions into their customers if those technologies and solutions are going to be outdated, right, within the next 12 to 24 months, because that creates more technical debt in the market. And that's the last thing we want to do is to create more technical debt. We're here to solve technical debt, right? So through this partnership with Envoy Data, we help to address a couple of different dynamics and needs and issues that the marketplace has. First of all, the tsunami of cyber attacks, right, is continuing to grow.
Yes.
And those cyber attacks, right, are being fused and integrated with physical security attacks, with operational level attacks. So we're starting to see this fusion of cybersecurity and physical security attacks. The other thing that we're seeing is this growing amount of technical debt in the marketplace, whether it's on the IT side, the OT side, right, or just the physical side, the operations and the facility side. We're starting to see organizations with large growing amounts of technical debt. So these are technologies, whether they're physical technologies, software-based technologies, or facilities-based technologies, like video surveillance, that they've been investing in for years, that because of some of the new innovation, because of AI, and because of, right, these new things these new technologies that are hitting the market, we're starting to see that these organizations have massive amounts of technical debt. And they need solution providers like us to come in and help them to remove technical debt, to eliminate that technical debt, right? And then to strategically help them to architect and design what their facility securities, operational technology securities, and their IT securities, right, solutions should look like. And then, you know, they need the engineering help, they need the analyst help, they need the architectural help. And then they need somebody to help them to run and operate and maintain these new technologies and systems that they're putting in place. So between Envoy Data and Highwire Networks Overwatch, we can provide that value to the market.
That's great to hear. Yeah, I agree with all the up and coming AI and tech. It's important to stay on top of all this and, you know, keep your companies afloat and safe. But Mark, thank you again for sharing your perspective and experience with us. It's been a pleasure hearing how Envoy Data has helped and how we've supported Overwatch and Highwire.
You're welcome, Cole. It's always a pleasure. Looking forward to catching up with you soon.
Thank you, Mark.